If you are interested in learning the core techniques, which are the correlation between the cross hands is one of my favorite movements in the Tai Chi Yang Style 108 form, in the sense of how it flows, how it feels in the body, and also what we learn from it. It's going to come at the end of apparent close-up. And this is the end of the first section of the Tai Chi Yang Style 108 form. We're going to go into the step-by-step and the details of the core movements, and then we're going to correlate those core movements with the 8 energies of Tai Chi. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Todd Martin, creator of the Tai Chi Code. If you enjoy the video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. Also, if you are really into trying to learn the specifics of the core movements, your waist rotations and your hip actions that create all the movements in Tai Chi, you can jump over to my website, to the Tai Chi Code, and subscribe, because that's where I'm going to be posting the entire 108 form. I'm going to be releasing a new video each week, and I already have a lot of information on the site about the Tai Chi movements and how they correlate with the 8 energies of Tai Chi. Let's go ahead and get started and look at the movement of cross hands step by step. We're coming out of apparent close-up, and we're going to turn the body a full 90 degrees clockwise and pivot the left foot on the heel 90 degrees clockwise as we open the arms palm forward. Then we are going to pivot out on the right foot 45 degrees as the body turns slightly more to the right. And then we're going to retract, first bringing the left arm forward as we shift to the left. And then we're going to step into horse stance, bringing the right arm across the left into a cross hands with the right arm on the outside of the arm position. Both arms should be expanded away from the chest, and we should have vertical posture the entire time. Let's go ahead and look at that one more time. We're coming out of step forward and parry punch. We are doing apparent close-up, and then movement 1 is the pivot. Movement 2 is the pivot out on the right heel. Movement 3 is the beginning of the retraction back to the left, and movement 4 is the step into cross hands. Now let's look at what the core muscles are doing. That's our waist rotation, upper waist, and lower waist, and how we're powering the movement using our hip joints. The muscles that move our hip joints power either by flexing the hip or extending the hip. And in the Tai Chi code, what we learn is that all of the movements of the core, upper and lower abs and hips, are powered and guided on one side of the body at a time, not both at the same time. So if you're familiar with the term empty and full, we can apply that to how our core muscles work. The active side I would call full, and the inactive side I would call empty. It creates certain movements or positions like empty stance, but I think it's important to understand what the individual muscles are doing and how they are creating the sense of emptiness or fullness. Let's look at those movements from the end of apparent close-up. What we're going to do is turn the upper waist and the lower waist clockwise to the right. So that is the waist part of the core guiding the movement, both turning to the right. And the power is coming from extension of the left hip. We are turning the waist away from the extending hip. So we're using our glutes here in the back of the butt to power this movement. All of the core muscles help to rotate the body in one sense or another. The upper waist, which is most closely connected to the arms, rotates in a very visible fashion. So you can see the body rotating as I move the upper waist, and you can see the rotation projecting the arm. The lower abs also rotate, turning the pelvis and the lumbar spine, and also creating a root on the leg on the side towards which they are turning. So if I turn the lower abs to the right, activate the lower abs on the right, I root the right leg and remove the root from the left leg. The lower abs also tuck the pelvis under at the same time. So understanding those two actions of the lower abs is very important to understanding the movement. So I'm turning the upper and lower waist to the right, and then the hip action also creates rotation. When we extend the hip from the glutes, it pushes the body in a rotational sense away from the extending hip. When we flex the hip, if that hip is on the ground or even if the hip is in the air, if that is the active hip, it pulls the body in a rotational sense toward the flexing hip. When we do cross hands, we are pushing the body away from the extending hip by activating the left glutes and turning away from the left glutes, creating this motion. One thing to know is that when we pivot, we have to remove the root from the leg we are pivoting on. So I have removed the root from the left and placed the root on the right to create the pivot. Now, if I want to pivot out on the right heel, I have to remove the root from the right and place it on the left. So that is what I'm going to do in this transition. I'm going to take the root from the right, and I'm going to tuck the pelvis on the left with the lower abs, removing that tuck from the right. And that is what allows the right foot to pivot out on the heel and the body to continue opening up in that direction. Then we're going to shift back. When we shift back, what we're going to do is flex the right hip. Now that's going to become the power, releasing the extension from the left and flexing the right. And we're going to continue the core rotation in the waist the same as we just left it. We were turning to the right with the upper waist, turning to the left and tucking with the lower waist. We continue that as we flex the right hip. And then we complete the movement going into horse stance by turning the waist, the upper part of the waist, to the left. The fact that I'm turning the upper waist to the right is what's keeping the right leg from releasing from the ground as I'm flexing the right hip. Then when I turn the waist to the left, it allows the right leg to release, and that turn, creating full on the right, brings the right arm out in front of the left, creating the cross hands and bringing me into a horse stance with both feet facing forward. If you're interested in learning the core techniques, which are the correlation between the movements of the core and the 8 energies of Tai Chi, jump over to the website and become a subscriber, because that is where I'm going to continue the discussion.